Welcome. This is Carol Jackson. With Alpha Life Trends, a higher purpose becomes visible. And understanding our life purpose, the cosmic timing of events, and a greater awareness provides incredible clarity. So here we are within the Aquarius era, 2023 to 2044. And it is the spark of magic that has ignited our new journey. So here we are in our new era. And it's important to understand all that is transpiring, and also to understand why and what it means on our spiritual journey. So we can take a look at this era by actually looking at the previous eras that I have listed, starting with Pluto in the Cancer sector, which occurred 1914 to 1939, and it represented security, housing, home, family, and a lot of the events that occurred at that time were challenging and required that we choose a response that was stronger than those events or those perceived fears. And of course, the next era was very prominent. Pluto in Leo, from 1939 to 1958. And it ruled creativity, expression, music, and art. And so the rock and roll generation began. And it was very exciting, and it really set the pace for a lot of situations, a lot of people, and a lot of events. And then Pluto in Virgo, 1958 to 1971. Pluto in Virgo deals with health, healing, putting things in order, solving problems. And then Pluto went into Libra from 1971 to 1983. And that dealt with partnership, relationships, and our connections with others. And Pluto moving into Scorpio, 1983 to 1995, and dealt with the situations of ethics, our inner ethics, how that transitioned to outer ethics, financial controls, and also all the hidden motives and agendas that would have occurred at that time frame. And then Pluto moved into Sagittarius from 1995 to 2008, in which our beliefs, religion, higher laws, the courts, church, and all of the elements of those issues would have been brought forward. And then Pluto went into Capricorn in 2008. And that brought about the patriarchal elements, business, government, the financial momentum of attainment, and the race to become at the top of the game. And then we have Pluto moving into Aquarius, 2023 to 2044, in which The time frame and events surround humanity, fairness, human rights, freedom, and all of the elements that really come under we the people, and the importance of this time frame. So this is what we are looking at as far as the different eras that we have experienced. And I will go more into the history of these eras in part 2. But for now, let's take a look at the fact that Pluto is transitioning into Aquarius, and what does it mean, and what impact will it have? So let's take a closer look. Pluto drives the core of our being, using the motives, ethics, and intentions, which determine our use of power or our misuse of power. When we have the purpose to empower others and give to others, then it becomes very clear. Or if we want to misuse power, then all of a sudden the quest to control others is used in order to get something from others. So Pluto moving into the sector of Aquarius brings a new stage of events that are characterized by the constellation. Each constellation is connected to a higher purpose, and Pluto serves to move us forward through situations to galvanize our true ethics. To understand that purpose gives great meaning to our life and the events we experience during each of these eras. Pluto spans each constellation anywhere from 13 to 26 years, depending on the time frame through each of the constellations. Pluto creates a powerful force from our spiritual essence and choices from our response to situations that at times can feel like we are being pushed to make a forced choice. And we can feel like it's either one way or another. And to use this as an example, as a child, in the middle of the night, we have to go to the bathroom. And, of course, the monster under the bed, or the monster next to the toilet, creates the fear. And yet, we are pushed and forced to make a choice. And we have to, at some point, face those fears. And we have to create stronger qualities than these perceived fears as we build an inner strength that gives us a greater reason and purpose. So each situation pushes us to face our fears and build qualities stronger than these perceived fears. That is the purpose of Pluto. And where it is within our charts and where it is within the constellation is very telling of the type of events that we will experience. So while Pluto was in Capricorn, our ability to build business, career, and motives in response to the challenging situations, gave us the opportunity to build these qualities that benefited others or that created power to try to control others. Depending on our own personal journey, we were given challenging situations that may not have been to our doing. But this was the stage that was set for our time and this journey through our response. However, as the stage of Pluto in Capricorn has completed, now the lights are dimming on these situations, and many of the events are now being dismantled. The structures are changing, and we can no longer use the same approach or response as before. We are left with the aftermath of the situations and all that was asked of us to do. Many of the results are being dismantled as well. Not because our efforts were faulty, but that we are being called into another direction. As an example, I know of several individuals that built a business during this time frame of Pluto and Capricorn, and did so, and were very successful, and had a very positive effect on people. Yet now, there are issues and situations that require that they leave this behind, as their new calling is something completely different. And so the results are being dismantled with the old stage. And it is like each era is a standalone era, not necessarily connected by a linear time frame. And that's really important to understand as we move into the next stage of events. Transition and the energy of a new stage is in progress now. Pluto, having shifted into Aquarius on March 23rd, stays through mid-June to set a preview of sorts. Then Pluto touches back into Capricorn, and by the end of the year, Pluto completes its time frame in Capricorn and moves into the Aquarius sector, where it will stay till 2044. 21 years to galvanize our strength, qualities, and success. Pluto in Aquarius rules humanity, fairness, respect, freedom, right for all decisions. Very much of the we the people theme, which is determining the new props, the people, the script for this new era that we each have. Looking back at each of the eras, which I review in Part 2, give us a greater understanding of these life events and the higher purpose for the experiences. But as we prepare for this new Aquarius era, The elements are revealed, and they are changing, because the old situations are being dismantled, as they are no longer part of the structures that are needed in the Pluto in Aquarius era. Aquarius also deals with technology and the transparency of this technology, which will begin to emerge and allow all to see inside each person motives, ethics, and intentions. These will become the telltale markers of this new era, as our world will dramatically change and in incredible ways. To see your part in this transition, look to your birth chart to realize your purpose and your life expression. As the old fades and is dismantled, the new is pulling you forward to set the stage for our new era.